The novel ones and the new ones are what are concerning because there's no immunity.
She's talking about coronavirus, which is now considered a public health emergency. The CDC has confirmed the first case of human-to-human transfer in the U.S. in Chicago. This is the second diagnosed case in Illinois. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. The woman who had the first case had traveled to Wuhan, China to take care of her sick father. She came back to Chicago and passed it on to her husband. Now the U of I is suspending their programs in China for this semester out of caution. WCIA3's Courtney Bunting is live on campus. So, Courtney, how many students does that affect?
Well, Jennifer, university leaders describe it as a small number of students who will be affected. Now, suspending those programs basically means students will not be able to travel to China for anything university related. Now, I talked to students who say they're happy with what the university is doing to slow the spread.
It's still scary to hear that hundreds of people are getting it at a really fast rate.
On a campus with 150 students with ties to Wuhan, China, University of Illinois leaders are doing what they can to slow the spread of the coronavirus. They're suspending academic programs in China for the 2020 spring semester. Students say it's comforting to know they're staying on top of it.
They're not keeping us in the dark, so we know what's happening, and that's always reassuring.
McKinley Health Center has been in contact with students from Wuhan, where the virus was first detected. Those students are asked to self-quarantine, monitor themselves, or wear masks. Leaders at the Champaign-Urbana Public Health District say every precaution is being taken.
When people fly in from China right now, from Wuhan especially, when they come in, they get a card that tells them if you get the following symptoms, go call your healthcare provider and then go in for testing.
The symptoms are very similar to pneumonia. But for those who haven't traveled to China recently, having those symptoms wouldn't mean you're at risk of the virus.
If you have that now around here, you probably have flu or one of the many colds going around.
But students say while the risk is low for the area, they're still being careful.
Just in general, I've just been more aware of being sick as a whole, so just making sure I wash my hands anytime I touch something, making sure I have a scarf or something that's covering me from breathing the cold outside air.
170 people have died so far from the coronavirus. All of those cases have been in China. Live in Champaign, Courtney Bunting, WCIA3, your local news leader.
Courtney, thank you so much. Now, like we said, the coronavirus appears similar to pneumonia. The symptoms are fever, cough, shortness of breath. It spreads through coughing and sneezing. You could have the virus for up to 2 weeks before you start showing symptoms. This is an update now on the deadly plane crash in Sangamon County. An aviation recovery company worked to clear the scene today as investigators wrap up their on-scene analysis. Sangamon County Coroner Cinda Edwards, former Springfield Mayor Frank Edwards, and family friend John Evans died in the crash. The company will transport the evidence to a secure location where investigators will continue documentation. The NTSB will now work on getting a preliminary report out sometime next week or the week after that.
A family is looking for a place to stay after a mobile home fire. It happened near Patrick Henry Circle and Constitution Avenue in Urbana. Firefighters responded to the call around 3 o'clock. It started in the middle of the house. No one was home at the time. The home is badly damaged. The cause remains under investigation. We have new information about the shooting at Marketplace Mall. Champaign police say that shooting was part of a, quote, ongoing conflict among several people. Bullets hit 5 cars. No one was hurt. No arrests have been made. Police recovered several guns during the investigation. They wouldn't say where they were found. 3 teenagers were arrested Sunday morning at a motel less than a mile from the mall. Police say it's unknown whether they are connected to that mall shooting Saturday night.
A woman was arrested for stealing thousands of dollars from the VFW in Rantoul. For the past 3 months, police have been doing a forensic audit that shows between $6,000 to $8,000 was taken, but officials say it's likely much more. The VFW is talking 6 figures. 75-year-old Brenda Weiss works there. She's accused of stealing the money from the register and other places over the course of at least 2 to 3 years. Tonight at 10, we go in depth to what she admitted to the VFW board. If you can't pay for court costs, a judge now has the option to cut them.
That's been helpful for a lot of people, but there is a downside. That money would have gone to the state's police training fund. Now, training units across the state are canceling classes for law enforcement, including here in central Illinois. WCIA 3's Jessica Coons is here. So, Jessica, why is this happening?
Well, Paul, this all goes back to the Criminal and Traffic Assessment Act of 2018. That law went into effect last July. It allows judges to waive court costs for people who can't afford them. But as a result, there's less money headed to the state's Traffic and Criminal Convictions Surcharge Fund. That fund goes toward training local law enforcement. It includes reimbursement for police academy training, as well as classes about domestic violence, crime scene investigations, and homicide investigations. The fund has $2.4 million less than last year right now, leading to those classes being canceled across the state.
If it doesn't change, it's going to be a problem. I think that the changes are going to have to be legislative because the reason that the funding is lacking is because the legislation changed a few years ago, and if they don't fix that, then this is going to be an issue.
Kevin Coons, who you just heard from, trains officers in central Illinois. He called this a crisis, but there's not much else trainers like him can do without that legislative change. State Senator Chapin Rose voted no on this act in 2018. We asked him if lawmakers are currently trying to solve the problem. He told us no, absolutely not, adding that he believes the situation is, quote, going to get worse. Now, today in Springfield, the Illinois Law Enforcement Training and Standards Board met to talk about this issue. Leaders there say they are surviving financially right now, but that could change in the coming months if they can't find a solution. Paul?
Certainly a lot of questions remain. I'm sure an update will be coming. Jess, thanks. Well, if you use Facebook and live in Illinois, you may have some money coming to you. Facebook agreed to pay $550 million to settle a 5-year-old class action lawsuit over privacy. Users claim Facebook's facial recognition tagging feature violated a state law protecting biometric information. That can include data from facial, fingerprint, and iris scans. Users who are eligible will be notified. You could get about $200 if you are. Here's a follow-up now. The Secretary of State's office is back in the spotlight.
The State Board of Elections got almost 5,000 automatic voter registration applications from 16-year-olds that came from Jesse White's office. But the Secretary's team says it didn't mean for that to happen. WCIA 3's Gabrielle Franklin is live in our Capitol newsroom. So, Gabrielle, what was the reason for doing it?
Well, Jennifer, the Secretary's office says they sent that information to the State Board of Elections to be used if teenagers would be 18 by the time the general election rolls around. But after recent reports of non-citizens being eligible to vote, some people are crying foul. The State Board of Elections blocked 4,700 automatic voter registration applications from 16-year-old applicants.
The Secretary of State's office was sending these to us because in Illinois, you can register to vote as a 17-year-old if you will be 17 on the date of a primary election and you will be 18 on the date of the subsequent general election.
But some are concerned there were intentions of possible wrongdoing behind the teenage applications, leading the two agencies to put an end to the procedure.
The Secretary of State's office agreed after meeting with the State Board of Elections today that we will no longer send 16-year-old application information electronically to the Illinois State Board of Elections, and rather we will only send 17-year-old application information on up.
That isn't stopping some for calling for the system to be reviewed. Senate Republican leader Bill Brady called for the system to fix any known or unknown glitch, saying in a statement, "Our vote is the most cherished right in a democracy, and even just one illegal vote can tarnish the credibility of the entire system." Both offices say despite recently revealed flaws, the program still works as it should.
Well, the automatic voter registration program is working well. More than 600,000 people have been registered to vote since the program launched in July of 2018. So I think we have to focus on that number. That is a huge number.
House Republicans have called for the system to be investigated as well. They have a House committee meeting on this subject just next week. Jennifer?
Okay, Gabrielle, thank you.
There's a teacher shortage in Illinois. How one school is trying to get some help in the classroom. And
also tonight, she was the first to coach a women's soccer team at Illinois. Why this two-time World Cup champion is coming back to Champaign-Urbana.
And we're looking at a calm evening, but we could see some snow flying around by early tomorrow morning. Recap today, 36 and 30. Pretty close to average for the high there. Talk about some snow, some fog, and then we're going to find the sun and how today was a lot different a year ago. Coming up.
WCIA3 News is sponsored by SK Exteriors.
The President's Day Super Sale at Furniture Row is on now, and you don't want to miss it. Shop today and find amazing deals store-wide on dining, living, bedroom, and mattresses. And best of all, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or score a free patio set when you spend $29.99 or more. Plus, 7 years no-interest financing. The President's Day Super Sale, only at Furniture Row.
Our big pet care sale is going on now at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. We're your animal experts with great deals on a massive selection of pet food, supplies, and more. Get an instant $10 Farm and Fleet gift card with every $50 you spend on Purina pet products. Assorted cans of 9 Lives cat food are $20 for just $8. Get $3 off all Blaine's Farm and Fleet dog food. And select dog treats and chews or buy one, get one free. Don't miss our big pet care sale going on now at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Kick off this season with a great deal at Jackson Ford in Decatur. We've got the top picks for new Fords and a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Check out our entire selection at JacksonCars.com.
Visit one of Adams Memorial's 14 locations for your personalized custom needs.
WCIA3 News is brought to you by Transitions Hospice. Now, Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Kevin Lighty.
1 year ago today, I didn't want to go outside, but I'm sure I did. I'm sure they stuck me out in the weather garden. 17 degrees below zero. He's playing a violin for me. I appreciate that. I'll take some wine with cheese as well. Didn't I say I was going to... Yeah. I did say maybe even tomorrow. Did I say tomorrow I was going to go to the weather garden?
Yeah, what happened to that?
No, I thought it was Monday.
Oh, is it Monday?
Yeah. Monday.
Monday. 50s on Monday. There we go. Michael knows. I told him, Michael will keep me straight here. And I'll show you why that I'm going to want to go out there is because what the temperature's going to be like. Tonight, though, still a little chilly. Readings back down to near 30 degrees. By tomorrow morning, we're going to be hanging there below the freezing mark, and we may see a little bit of precipitation. Take a look at the future track, and you can see that snow begins to develop after midnight tonight, but it is very spotty in nature. But as it comes down, yeah, you may put down a little bit of a dusting there, but notice how it's pretty much out of here by late tomorrow morning. Not much accumulation. The worst of it will be the timing if some of that is falling during that morning commute. Otherwise, the rest of the day, remaining cloudy. Longview, 39 degrees. Yeah, we're not going out tomorrow. It's still pretty cool tomorrow. Upper 30s again in Westville, and in Harristown we'll be into the upper 30s near 40 degrees. We're going in the right direction there. Another little weak system Friday night into Saturday could bring another little bit of a light mix, but it won't amount to much at all. Here's where things turn around. Sunday, 54 degrees. Okay, that's a warm one. Also, Groundhog Day is on Sunday as well, not just Super Bowl. The record is 57, so we're going to come within a few degrees of a record for February 2nd. I think we fall just short, but looking good. Still warm on Monday. That's the day, 55 degrees before those temperatures come back down again. Again, some light snow, 28, areas of fog. Tomorrow, high temperature, again, in the upper 30s. We will see some light snow and maybe some fog in the morning in your 7-day forecast. Monday's it, though, because the temperatures fall back down again, back down to near freezing on Wednesday. Y'all over here playing violins, giving me wine.
I should have given you this violin.
Yeah.
I was doing more like that.
Yeah, well, when's the last time either one of you been out there with me? Never. Boom.
There's a chain under the desk. Stuck here.
Yes.
They shock you if you leave.
We have to worry about our voices.
I clearly don't care.
No.
The guy with the cough.
Oh, well. Thanks, Kevin. NIU is getting rid of the ACT and SAT when it comes to enrollment. Could that be the way of the future for getting into college?
Plus this.
Everyone's coming for us. We're the haunted now.
And a lot of those coming are fans. There's going to be another sellout for the Illini. We'll tell you which one.
Save big money in all of your home improvement projects now at Menards. Nobody beats our selection of indoor lighting. Design your unique look with Hunter Mix and Match lamps and shades. Choose from over 250 combinations on sale. Right now, all in-stock Hunter ceiling fans are on sale. Get a 52-inch LED low-profile ceiling fan. It's perfect for large rooms and is available in 4 finishes. Get one for just $79.99 each. Right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The power is within you. The power to shape the future. The power to solve problems, to create better tomorrows. The power to make your mark. The power to change our world. Backed by over 150 years of innovation and ingenuity, the U of I puts you in the same hallways as 23 Pulitzer Prize winners, 23 Nobel laureates, the inventors of YouTube, PayPal, and a long list of game-changing innovators. It's time to harness your power. The power of I.
Ashley Home Store's Big Sleep Sale is going on now. Get 0% interest for 72 months on select Beautyrest mattresses, starting at $25 per month with no minimum purchase. Only at America's #1 furniture and mattress store, Ashley Home Store. This is home.
By now, you know me as Mr. Nobody. I'm Jim Kroll, General Manager of S&K Buick GMC. I'm nobody because nobody will beat my deals. Nobody has a better selection of new or pre-owned vehicles, and nobody will give you more for your trade. But you're really somebody to us. And that's why you won't find better customer service anywhere, because you're not just anybody to us, you're somebody. So nobody will treat somebody better than anybody, or something like that. S&K Buick GMC of Springfield.
At Papa Murphy's, we've got high-class pizza for a low price. Right now, the Chicken Bacon Artichoke Pizza is just $11. Pick one up today for just $11 and enjoy a slice of the good life. We make it, you bake it, Papa Murphy's.
Live from your local news leader, Jennifer Roscoe, Paul Cicchini, Central Illinois' most accurate forecast, with meteorologist Kevin Lighty and Brett Behrens on sports. You're watching WCIA 3 News at 6.
Jill Ellis coached the U.S. women's soccer team to back-to-back World Cup championships. Now the former Illini coach is coming back to the U of I.
She's been chosen to be the commencement speaker at this year's graduation. It's going to be Saturday, May 16th at Memorial Stadium. She has the most wins in U.S. soccer history. She resigned as coach last year, and she got her first head coaching opportunity when she was hired in 1997 to lead the Illini women's team.
The Harlem Globetrotters will take to the State Farm Center floor tomorrow night. When they do, there will be a familiar face on the bench with them. WCIA 3's Tim Sinclair has been named guest Globetrotter, the co-host of CI Living and PA voice of the Fighting Illini. Basketball team's been chosen to suit up. Tim will have a chance to show off his skills during the family-friendly basketball exhibition at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Tickets are still available.
Yeah, but is he going to play and call the game at once? Because that would be...
That might be a lot to ask him. You can wear like the headset,
That would be very fitting, though, for a Globetrotter.
What would be his own call for a 3?
Yes.
Would he do it the same? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a great question. We'll have to ask him. All right. The Farm is filling in right now. A lot more anticipation for Illinois basketball these days. Hey, winning will do that, right? People want to go to the games when the Illini are winning, and they try and go for their 7th straight win, Big Ten best 7th straight win. Marley Weirder joins us live from State Farm Center. Next.
This portion of WCIA 3 News is brought to you by Robinson Chiropractic.
Plush lipstick, single swipe, endless color, packed with personality. Plush lipstick, only from Merle Norman. Come in today for a gift with purchase. Find your studio at merlenorman.com.
Take the short drive to Shields Auto Center's new state-of-the-art facility in Rantoul. Just a short drive off I-57, where our newly expanded inventory now features over 300 new and pre-owned vehicles. Shields Auto Center market prices its vehicles, giving you the best value for your money. Most vehicles are backed by our warranty forever with a $0 deductible included. Make the short drive to Shields Auto Center in Rantoul or shop expanded inventory online at ShieldsAutoCenter.com.
Transitions had promised me at the outset that I could anticipate that my mother would not be alone. They were there with us. They were there when we couldn't be there. That way I knew my mother wouldn't be alone when she passed.
Transitions Hospice. It's about living.
At Recontex, they're not just a body shop. They recondition your vehicle, such as specialized detailing, paint protection, interior repair, high-performance coating, and so much more. Right now, receive $50 off remote starts at Recontex. Recontex, where they bring expertise, convenience, and reliability. They help drivers turn the car they drive back into the car they love. Call 217-670-1132. Recontex, 820 East Black Avenue in Springfield.
Plush lipstick, single swipe, endless color, packed with personality. Plush lipstick, only from Merle Norman. Come in today for a gift with purchase. Find your studio at merlenorman.com.
From the official television station of Illini Sports, this is WCIA3 Sports and your Illini Nation.
Another sellout announced today for Illinois basketball. There are no more tickets available for next Friday night's Maryland game. The Indiana game in March also sold out. The buzz around this team continues to build. The crush in the house back from break tonight against Minnesota as WCIA3's Marley Weirda joins us now just a few minutes before 10.
Yeah, Brett, the Illinois bandwagon is getting pretty crowded. For about an hour, there has just been a steady stream of fans heading into the State Farm Center as the Illini return home, coming off 6 straight wins in the Big Ten. Now, to continue that streak, they'll need to be dialed in on focus on taking down the Gophers. And Brad Underwood says Daniel Oturu and Marcus Carr are some of the best players in the league. But the Illini now have a target on their back, and they're expecting the Gophers' best game.
You know, everyone's coming for us. We're the hunted now. And I think it's important that we just stay focused and stay together as a team and just focus on what we're doing right now and just continue to get better.
Getting there, I think we've shown that we can be that team that's resilient on the road. And then I think we're a team that doesn't have to have a certain way to win. That's a toughness and a culture I hope never leaves.
The Illini have won their last 3 road games. They're 11-1 at the State Farm Center, so we'll expect the home court advantage to be on a new level tonight. Tip-off is in just a few minutes, and we'll have highlights and more coming tonight at 10. But for now, reporting live at the State Farm Center, Marley Weirda, WCIA 3 Sports.
All right, Marley, thanks. We'll look for that at 10. Former Illini offensive lineman Nick Allegretti couldn't be at a better position. The Kansas City rookie has a chance to win the Super Bowl, and the Chiefs are favored to do it. Allegretti has played in 7 games for KC, primarily as a backup and on special teams. After getting drafted in the 7th round, the chance to block for a guy like Patrick Mahomes, something he calls, quote, special, but going from the Big Ten to the Super Bowl is something he's trying to not take for granted.
It does seem almost like a dream sometimes, you know. But you kind of just have to realize where you're at and try to appreciate the moment. Even the practices, the meetings, whatever it is, just appreciate where you're at and getting this awesome experience.
We've got our 2-minute conversation with Nick from Miami on our website, WCIA.com. Former St. Teresa basketball standout Christian Williams with a moment he'll never forget last night. The Indiana State senior made the game-winning shot at the buzzer as the Sycamores beat Drake. Transferring from Iowa, it's been a long road for the former WCIA3 Player of the Year, with several injuries and setbacks along the way, but to get a moment like this is something he says he'll always cherish.
It feels good, especially coach having confidence, give me the ball late, hitting the shot just felt great, helped us get a win.
He's had a lot of difficult things on and off the floor. Come here, has to pay his own way as a transfer and sit out, hip surgery, and just never really been healthy. He is a great kid.
Indiana State now 12-8 this season, 5th in the Missouri Valley Conference standings. Time to unveil our Athlete of the Week, and it goes to Central A&M senior Griffin Andricks, the 6'6" captain, averaging 18 points, 10 rebounds per game this season for the Raiders, leading them to an 18-2 record. And what makes this so cool, Griffin wanted his 3rd grade class he mentors to get some TV time. The kids were more than excited to share the big moment with their idol. Both are hoping to make a return trip to state after Cam finished third last year.
We always have that goal in the back of our mind, but we just take it one game at a time because you can't look too far ahead because I feel like you can mess up and it starts playing with your mind. So I feel like we have good confidence. We just can't get too cocky because then it just catches up with us and it'll bite us in the butt. So I feel one game at a time, just stay humble. It'll just all turn out better in the end.
Andrick's now eligible for a $500 scholarship. We'll give away to one boy, one girl in June. And if you know a deserving high school student should be our next athlete of the week, fill out the nomination form on our website, WCIA.com. Those kids so excited.
Okay,
they look up to Andrick.
He might be my favorite so far. I have to say, that was such a cute idea.
It was. I absolutely loved it when we showed up today.
Stand up, guy.
Griffin goes, we need these kids on here.
6'6"?
6'6".
He looks even taller with all those little kids.
Well, I know, with the third graders next to him, he's a giant. All right, thanks. The student drought appears to be over, where enrollment is up for the third spring semester in a row.
Plus this.
What state do the Chiefs hail from?
St. Louis.
The Chiefs and 49ers know a lot about each other, but what about the fans?
Sports on WCIA3 is brought to you by PNP Heating and Cooling.
At Crossroads Contractor Supply, we have tools, accessories, and equipment. And we have them when you need them.
Crossroads Contractor Supply in Champaign.
When I went to Aspen Dental, they asked me, what's wrong? And I go, I had rotting teeth in my mouth. My fiance hadn't seen me smile in 10 years. I have a child on the way here in the next 5 months. I would like to be able to smile in his first picture when he's born. They said we can do that. If I would have known that I was going to be 50 times happier with dentures, I would have fixed it before.
At Aspen Dental, we're all about yes. Like yes, dentures start at $3.99 per arch. And yes to a 90-day denture money-back guarantee. Don't wait. Book at aspendental.com or call today.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World in Champaign, we'll beat any competitor's deal. We'll beat any competitor's deal on refrigerators and freezers, and washers and dryers, ranges, microwaves, and dishwashers. I guarantee the best deal on your next appliance purchase.
Heather's trying to decide to get this GE 5-burner convection range from Dick Van Dyke or the Big Lumberyard store. Dick Van Dyke has fast repair service.
They don't.
A free 10-year protection plan.
They don't.
After delivery and warranty, we'll save her $53. She's buying from Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
When your heart can't wait, call OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute to jumpstart your journey to health. Our specialists are committed to seeing you today and treating your heart condition with no wait. Call now.
Dig the pig. Dig the pig from Butcher's Pizza. Locally made with the finest ingredients. The frozen pizza with the just made taste. The quality pizza that your family deserves. A quick meal you'll be proud to serve. Dig the pig. Dig the pig from Butcher's Pizza.
At Crossroads Contractor Supply, we have tools, accessories, and equipment. And we have them when you need them.
Crossroads Contractor Supply in Champaign.
WCIA3 News is sponsored by Evergreen Place Assisted Living, Champaign.
All right, taking a look at the rest of the week's weather forecast here as we break open the old weekly planner, and you can see that the weather gets better for us, especially Sunday, that February 2nd day, 54. A few showers there late on Monday, but still 55, and then we're heading back down again. Back down closer to freezing next Wednesday.
It's a school that's gone through some big changes. How the staff and district leaders are asking for your help.
Plus, she's one of the top educators in Illinois. Which Central Illinois teacher has been nominated for a Golden Apple? We'll tell you after this break.